Hello, my golf friend. I want to tell you about a text message that changed everything. Becky was about to play in one of the biggest tournaments she played in years, a state tournament, and she was nervous. Actually, more than nervous. She didn't really think that she belonged there. She felt like everyone else was better than her. Have you ever had that experience? So I sent her one thought. You belong. You're as good as any of those players. And she said it 1,000 times that day, over and over, one thought, on repeat. And she went out and she shot 69, about 10 strokes better than her usual tournament score, or more, all from one intentional thought. Welcome back to the Success Path bonus series. Today is about controlling your thoughts. Right, Becky texted me just before her tournament, her state tournament, and I could hear it, that doubt creeping in, that voice telling her that she didn't belong, that everyone else was better. Now, here's the thing. I got a pretty keen ear for catching those thoughts, the ones that sound innocent on the surface, but are quietly sabotaging you. So I sent her a message back. You belong. You're as good as any of those players. I didn't hear from her for 5 hours. It was simple. It was direct. It was true. But she had latched onto it. She told me later that she must have said it 1,000 times that day. On the first tee, walking to her ball, standing over putts, over and over. I belong. I'm as good as any of these players out here. And she went out and shot 69. One of the best scores she's had in a tournament in a long time, like decades, right? And about 10 strokes or more than usual. Now, did that one thought magically make her swing better? No, her swing was the same, but her brain was different. Her belief was different, and that changed everything. Had she not sent me that text, had I not caught that unhelpful thought and given her something better to think instead, her day would have been completely different. Her results likely would have been completely different. That's the power of controlling your thoughts. And sometimes it's so hard to see our own thoughts. We need someone to see them for us. That's what a coach does. That's what a community does. And here's the truth. One thought can shift everything. I say you're one thought away. Your thoughts create your emotions drive your actions, and your actions create your results. So if you're thinking, I don't belong here, what emotion does that create? Doubt, anxiety, fear, dread? And what actions come from that? Tentative swings, second guessing, playing not to lose instead of playing to win, scanning for ways that you don't belong. But if you're thinking, I belong, I'm as good as anyone here, what emotion does that create? Confidence, certainty, calm. And what actions come from that? Committed swings, trusting yourself, and playing your game. Same player, same swing, different thought, completely different result. Now, here's what most golfers do. They let their brain serve up whatever thought it wants. And your brain, left to its own devices, is going to default to the familiar, the protective, the keep you safe thoughts. They're usually pretty crappy, right? Don't mess this up. Everyone's watching. You're not good enough. Here we go again. But you don't have to accept those thoughts as truth. You get to choose what you think instead. That's what we practice inside your mental caddy or in my coaching, catching the unhelpful thoughts and replacing them with power thoughts, thoughts that actually serve you. And then doing the reps, saying it over and over until your brain starts to believe it or starts to look for the evidence of it. Because Becky didn't just say it once and call it good. She said it 1,000 times. That's practice. That's the reps. That's how you control your thoughts instead of letting them control you. So here's your challenge this week. Catch one unhelpful thought, just one. Maybe it's, I always mess up under pressure, or I'm not as good as them, or I can't trust my swing. Write it down and then ask yourself, what do I want to think instead? Pick a power thought, something that feels true or at least believable and actually serves you. I've practiced for this. I belong here. I trust my process. And then do the reps. Say it before your round. Say it on the first tee. Say it walking to your ball. Say it 100 times if you have to. Because one intentional thought repeated over and over can change everything. So listen, if you are in the north or somewhere colder and you're like, I'm not playing golf right now, it's too dang cold. This doesn't apply to me. I'm going to wait till next year. Please do not. Practice it on any area of your life. When you start showing your brain evidence that you can do it with pickleball or tennis or family relationships or Thanksgiving or your job or a personal goal that you've set for yourself, it doesn't matter. The process is the same. Practice it there. Give your brain evidence that you can do it, and you can do it anywhere and everywhere. So do not let the golf season or lack of golf season stop you from doing this work. And if you're listening to this and thinking, I need help catching those thoughts, I don't even realize I'm thinking them, that's exactly what we do inside that year-long transformation program that I'm starting in January. It's where golfers commit to 1 full year of rewiring their mental game with live coaching, community support, and every tool you need to make it stick. We're doing the reps. We're changing the thoughts. right? I've got a pretty keen ear for catching those thoughts that are quietly sabotaging you. And inside this program, we work together to replace them with thoughts that actually serve you. This isn't about adding more to your plate. It's about finally having a system that works and a coach, me, in your corner who's not letting you hide. If that sounds like what you need, head over to Your Mental Caddy or check the show notes for the link and let's talk. I'd love to see you there. All right, my friend, that's it for today. Remember, one thought can shift everything. Catch it, replace it, repeat it. All right, I'll see you in the next episode for part 5 of the success path where we engage in reps, which I talked a little bit about right now. All right, have a beautiful day and I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye. Remember, you can join for free at yourmentalcaddy.com. I'd love to connect with you there.